a short video telling our members all about the training portal, where to find stuff, how it works, and all that kind of stuff. So we're just going to get on with things now, and I'm going to look at the actual website. We're going to log in and see what's there. So quite simply, to go to the BatAbility Club Training Portal, you go to our normal website, www.batability.co.uk, and up in the top right hand side here you will see the BatAbility Club login. So you press that, it will take you to the page where hopefully you're able to stick in, here it is, your username and password. Now remember, because I'm an admin on the site, there might be a couple of little things that look a little bit different on my version of the site compared to your version, but broadly speaking, what you're seeing here is precisely what you're now going to see as a BatAbility Club member. So you go into what we call the BatAbility Club homepage, and what you get in the homepage along the top is the latest webinar, the latest Talking Bat interview, our latest Be Your Guest session, our latest product review, and we usually put something up by popular demand. So if you're just quickly logging onto the site to watch the webinar you missed a couple of days ago, fingers crossed, it should be here along the top without you going any further into the site. We've also got some internal buttons here that allow you to navigate within the training portal. And these buttons along the top here are pretty much replicated by the boxes that are underneath the most recent webinars along the top. So what I'm going to do is, rather than use these access buttons along the top here, I'm going to use the portals that we've got within the page itself. Right, so first of all, we've got something here that's very new, and this has been requested by a few of our members, where they want the log-on details for the live sessions much earlier than the morning in which we do the session. So what we do as of now, for all webinars that have been announced, all training events that have been announced, if you go to our upcoming live sessions page, you will find a very brief description of what the webinar is, the date, the time, the presenter, and here you've also got the Zoom link that you might want to pass out to other people in your team if you've got a business account or a corporate account, or on the day of the webinar. Rather than click on the Zoom link on the email, if you actually log on to the portal and just click Zoom link here, that should take you straight to the webinar as it happens live. So a lot of the stuff we've got in terms of wording around this area are the words that we put on the email that we send out to you every morning of a live session. So there we go. Hope that's something that's useful for some people. We've got some corporate clients, for example, that like to send the Zoom links out to their team earlier than we normally provide them. This would be a way of somebody in that team being able to copy the Zoom link and pass it out to other members of the team earlier in the week, for argument's sake. So I'm now going to go back to the home page and take you to the next access area, which is watch previously recorded material. Now, quite simply, this is pretty much what the old BatAbility Club homepage used to look like, but quite simply, by ticking on one of these categories, you can narrow down things. So if I just tick on the Be Your Guest sessions, that's what will come up. If I want to see a combination of more than one of these things, so for example, I want a combination of Be Your Guest and business skills, if I tick both of those at the same time, you will get the combination of those two areas. Again, using the next button, you can scroll forward. The previous button, you can scroll back, and it's always the most recent webinars that appear at the top. Now, If you're wanting to be a little bit more sophisticated than that, and you want to search for something, specifically, by going to the search box here, I'm just going to move my picture a little bit, by going to the search box here and typing in just a word of something that you're interested in. So I'm just going to type in Anabat there for argument's sake. It's going to pull up any webinars or training material we've got that relate to whatever your search word or words are in that box there. And quite simply by hitting reset, it takes you back to the full list without you having anything specifically selected. Okay, next, back to the home page again. Club membership benefits. Now, these things here, we used to tell you quite a lot about in the monthly newsletters. We're going to say less in the monthly newsletters about these things now, but we're going to give you more information about each of the specific things on the website. So here we've got the exclusive arrangements for club members. So these would be discounted consultancy rates for argument's sake. Here we've got details about the discount that club members get for the Certificate of Bat Acoustics Analysis training course. Here we've got details regarding what you would get at your first and further anniversaries going forward in terms of discounting merch packs, that kind of stuff. And every year we review the merch pack. So we're currently on the 2021 merch pack that I know many of you will have received already. But come 2022, we will have a slightly different merch pack. Some of the stuff will be the same. Some of the stuff will be new for 2022. And here's where you can find out details of what's in the merch pack, if that's what you're interested in. So that's the membership benefits. Back to the home page, Aileen's monthly news. This is where the monthly newsletters go, and that's where you would go in the future to find out what's coming up in club the following month and the option to enter other prize draws as and when they happen. They will be a monthly thing, the prize draws. The link to the newsletter will be included also every month in the email monthly newsletter that we send you. Okay, so this is a video newsletter that accompanies the email newsletter. And between this and the membership benefits, we're trying to make that email a little bit tighter, so it's not quite as long, but you can find stuff using the email if you're going looking for it. That's what we're seeking to do here, as well as just trying to make it a little bit more engaging. Right, so I'm going to go back to the home page again, just to take us back to where we started. And next in, we've got the lighter side of club. Now, this is an area that predominantly is Aaron's lighter take on things that happen in BatAbility Club. In other words, he uses it as an excuse to take the mickey out of me and sometimes other people. And in here also, we've got some other things that are slightly more light-hearted. So this area will grow over the coming months and years. But the stuff that's on here tends to be a little bit of us not taking ourselves too seriously. We then have where to find the Ask Me Anything sessions. So every quarter, as I'm sure you will know, we will do an Ask Me Anything session. And this is the area where you are able to access all of the previous Ask Me Anything sessions. Right, back to the home again. I keep going back to the home page. I could obviously just go straight to where I wanted to go next by pressing these buttons at the top, but I'm just trying to keep the navigation simple for you so you can see where to find these things directly from the home page. And lastly, there is this area here that's called Useful Resources and Information. And many people will look at this and go, oh, well, that doesn't sound very interesting. But actually within this area, there are 5 areas. First of all, we've got an area for publications and references. So quite often for popular publications and references that we refer to often during the training. We quite often put links for these directly on this page here. So that's all on that page. If I go back to resources, this time I will use the icon at the top. If we go to product suppliers, okay, here we've got links to some of our favourite or most regularly visited product suppliers, just in case you're trying to find something quickly. If you're already on the site, you can go direct to them via this page there. If we go back to resources, we've got used by us. We haven't put too much on here yet, but here is where we're putting details of survey equipment and the like that we ourselves use in BatAbility. So that's not to say it's the best equipment, it's not to say it's the only equipment, but we quite often get asked, what do we use? So we thought it would be useful to have something up there where we actually told people what it was we used, just to give you some ideas as to how we go about things. This area is going to grow over the coming months, without a doubt. And this bottom area here, club content Excel spreadsheet. Well, it isn't actually an Excel spreadsheet, it's a PDF of an Excel spreadsheet. But this is the spreadsheet that gets updated every month that gives you a listed version of everything that is on the BatAbility Club Training Portal. Now, some people find this useful because they want to print something out in order to maybe tell other people in their team what might be useful things for them to refer to on the site. So that's why that's there. Okay, so, and we also send a version of this out as an actual Excel attached to the monthly newsletter. Now, I missed something out of this group of 5 things, quite deliberately leaving this to the end. License-related resources. Okay, it's a bit of a tongue twister. I need a drink. Hold on. In here, you've got links to the SNCO websites, including the National Parks and Wildlife Service in Ireland, because we know we've got quite a few club members in Ireland. So there's a link there for yourselves. We've also got Northern Ireland, Natural England, Natural Resources, Wales, and Nature Scotland links. Underneath here, we've got links to lots of useful additional resources that we find people will regularly refer to as either part of their BAT license training or to support them after they've become licensed. And down here at the bottom, we have got 4 areas. These are documents that we've created that are now specifically exclusive for BatAbility Club members to either help you before or after you've obtained your BAT license. We've got a self-assessment form. We've got a BAT training work log. We've got Roost visit handling forms. And we've also got a link to the BAT Conservation Trust's take on how do I get a license, which we thought was a very useful thing to put on this page. But these 3 things across the top, these have been developed within BatAbility and they're there for you to use and download. So if you're going for your license or if you've got a BAT license, you might want to visit this area and look at these forms because you might be able to use them straight off or take them and adapt them to what suits your purposes. Okay. Right, and I think that is pretty much taking us to the tour of everything that is on the new training portal. As before, when you click on a video, we'll just click on this most recent one here, social calls. It pulls up the actual video, and then underneath the video, you get the SIGN competency framework codes. And if there's any support material, presentation slides, that sort of stuff, that's all under the videos as well. So all of that is pretty much as you would have found it in the past. And the only other area to point out is once you're actually into BatAbility Club, up at the top right here, you've got your logout button and you've got your account button. And if you go into the Your Account button, If you're an individual member, this is where you can amend your details, amend things like your credit card details. Probably can do this here as well. If you're a business or a corporate club member, there'll be an area here where you add your user accounts for the other people in your business that you're seeking to have access to the training portal. And finally, we've got a logout button that takes us out of BatAbility Club Training Portal back to hopefully the sign-in page, and the home button here now takes you to the home page of BatAbility. So there you have it in a nutshell. BatAbility Club Training Portal